Hi everyone, welcome to my channel Traveling with Kristin, and welcome to my backyard. There is a baby bull shark that lives back here, so keep an eye out for it.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
In this video, I'm going to answer 4 very important questions that many people have been asking about in the comments. So this is a purely informational video, no crazy editing. But the questions that I'm going to answer specifically are, number 1, if you're from a restricted country that is not on Europe's approved travel list, can you transit through Europe? Can you connect through Europe? Number 2, can you still travel to Europe if you don't live in the US, for example? So if you're from a country that has restricted travel to Europe, but you don't live in your home country, you're living abroad, can you still go to Europe? Question 3, can you still travel to Europe if you have a friend or family member or romantic partner there? And question number 4, are Europeans allowed to travel to the United States? Let's get into the questions. Can you connect or transit through Europe? I have good news on this one, and it seems that the answer is yes. The exceptions to the Europe travel ban include healthcare professionals, researchers, elderly care professionals, tier workers, seasonal workers, transport personnel, diplomats, etc., military personnel, including transiting passengers. So there is a very long list of people who are exempted from the Europe travel ban, but transiting passengers are included. So that means if you're going from a restricted country through Europe to a open country, then you should be fine. Now, I don't know if any airports have put any sort of other barriers inside of the airport, but typically when you are traveling from one country to another, if you're just transiting through, you don't have to pass through immigration. So if you are let onto the plane and then you have a layover in another airport, you should be able to get off the plane, go into the terminal, and then back onto your next flight without any problems. However, on SchengenVisaInfo.com, they said that not all of the EU member states will be applying these same exemptions. Germany has, but if you are an American or somebody from a restricted country who believes that you fall under any of those categories, then you need to contact the authorities in the country that you're going to. So I'm going to link to all of the resources in this video's description because there's so many different people with so many different personal situations. So I'm going to provide all of the info I can so that you can make that decision on a case-by-case basis. FAQ number 2. Can you go to Europe if you've been living in a non-restricted country? So let's use the US as an example. Let's say you have a US passport, but you've been living in an approved country for travel to Europe, or maybe you've been living in Europe in the Schengen zone the whole time. Can you travel by air to another EU Schengen country? And the answer is, it depends. Yes and no. You can travel to Europe if you have permanent legal residency in a non-restricted country. You can't travel to the Schengen if you are just a tourist or a long-term traveler. I wouldn't be able to go because I don't have permanent residence in any of those countries. This includes if you're quarantining in another country. So let's say you're in the US, you want to go to mainland Europe, and you stop over in the United Kingdom for 2 weeks. The authorities in Europe will still be able to reject you when you get there, unless you can show proof that you are a permanent resident of the UK, not just hanging out there on a passport. Now, there is some non-zero chance that if you're already in Europe and you explain that you haven't been in your home country for many months, that the agents would let you in, but it's a risk. Question number 3, can you go to Europe if you have a friend or a family member or a romantic partner there, boyfriend or girlfriend, but you're not officially married? The answer is, it depends. So if you're going to a country that is operating according to those exemptions and you can prove that you have family in that country, then you could enter, but you might need to get a letter from your family members and gather other documentation to prove that. Interestingly, as of July 17th, if you have a boyfriend or girlfriend in the Czech Republic or Netherlands, you should be able to travel there. The Czech Republic will be permitting entry of unmarried partners for Czech citizens as of July 20th, and the Netherlands will be opening its border for couples starting on July 27th. The arrangement, at least in the Netherlands and probably in Czech Republic, only applies for short stays of 90 days per 180 days. But that's still good news if you've been in a long-term relationship and you haven't been able to see your significant other in many months. I'm sure this is welcome news. So stay tuned and keep an eye out, because hopefully more countries will be announcing similar exceptions. Also, in this case, you will need to provide a letter or documentation showing that you were in a relationship before the pandemic started, and it's subject to discretion. And then as far as family members, the definition of family members for the purposes of EU travel include a spouse, a legal partner, direct descendants that are under the age of 21, and family members who are considered dependents or in need of personal care. So it might not count if you just want to go visit your second cousin from another mother. What? Why did I say that so weird? Whatever. It might not count if you're going to visit your second cousin who lives on the south of France. And the last question, what does this mean for Europeans? Are they allowed to travel to the US as of at least July 19th when I'm filming this? And still, according to the State Department website, anyone who has been physically present in the Schengen area or in Britain or Ireland in the past 14 days is not allowed to enter the United States unless the traveler qualifies for one of the exceptions set out in the presidential proclamations that were issued back on March 11th. And again, there are exceptions for essential travelers or for family members. For more information, check out the links in the description below. And also, I found a lot of really good info on Schengen visa info. That's all we have for today. We've survived. Hopefully no shark sightings back here. Make sure to subscribe and check out more of my travel videos over here. Come on, man. There's a plane flying by with a banner behind it. Congratulations, Bella and Gooby.